everybody, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Fab and the Furious. Now, as you can see, we got some people missing today. Shout out to Bolito. He is doing that musical, The Hustle, and it starts this Saturday or this Sunday, if I'm correct, and it's running to like June or something. So make sure y'all check it out. Again, it's a musical and it's called The Hustle. So good luck, Bolito, to that. And Naomi is out. She's okay. Everything's fine, and she will be back next episode. So I'm Roxy Fab. To my left is Cassandra. To her left is Rima. And to her left is Khan. And we are here, and we're going to talk about, are we talking about black people's spending habits? Or we're going to talk about spending habits, whether they, whether it's you, your mom, or your Aunt Peaches, or somebody. We're going to talk about spending habits.
Uncle Ray J.
She said Uncle Ray J. So that's what we're going to talk about today. You know, because some people have really bad spending habits, really bad priorities, and some people have none, no priorities at all, and don't really care, and just, you know, whatever. So, who brought this topic up?
It was something I was pondering.
Something you were pondering?
Just something I was pondering.
So why were you pondering it? What is your issue with it? I guess it's not maybe an issue, but...
I mean, I look at, I'm speaking generally on our people of color, and consumerism, and how we've always been ones just to spend. You just spending, but you don't see us pulling. I mean, you see it now. People get educated and know to how to draw more income coming in, but as far as overall, we are the main consumers. You know, mostly all the other ethnicities out here, we are the main consumers, and I think it's a problem.
Well, I think that, like, all right, let's use beauty supply stores because we, you know, let's just use it for example. Now I know that there are a few, maybe 3, I don't know because I didn't look it up. African American owned beauty supply stores, but we know that the main business is Asian, Korean. You know, I know it's a term, and I apologize for not knowing what it is. But and we just buy. That's where we do. It's convenient. I think that's the key, though. It's convenient for me to go around the corner to the Asian store and get it. You know, it's convenience for me. I mean, it just is. What is our problem that we can't open one up? Is it credit?
Lack of resources.
Is it money?
Lack of resources.
Is it, you know, Asian people, like, okay, I know someone, and she's married, and she has 2 children, all right? And her husband and her 2 children live with her mom and dad, and so does her sister and her sister's baby, and they stay together
until they had their own.
They rock out and stay together, and they take care of one another. So the grandparents, they watch the babies during the day, and they do, you know what I mean? And so the money is saved because they not renting 5 houses and 16 cars, and they don't have to drive a BMW, and they.
That's the issue that I have. Like, people look at, oh, I'm successful because I have this nice car, this big house. But most people that's real people that have money, they don't live like that. They walk down the street, they look like regular average Joe. They driving a 99 Honda Accord. They have on some kind of sneakers. They're not dressing in the Hermes belts and all. They're not really doing that.
Some of them do though.
Some, but not
Some
really.
do.
Yeah.
Not really. You look at real millionaires. They living in a regular house. They're not doing all this flash. They're not flashy. We flash, but have nothing to really show for it as far as wealth.
I don't
That's
say
what
they
I'm
live in a
saying.
regular house. They usually have a
They have a
farm
nice house. They're not living in a 20,000 square foot, 10 bathroom house. They might have 2 bathrooms, 3 bathrooms. But I'm just saying, compared
Rich
to
people.
Yeah, because see, I know one doctor.
Define rich.
I know one doctor
Right.
that's
Oh, they
that's
definitely live.
right.
You go out
Like,
glamping
well,
and stuff. They
right.
live
I
in
know
them
one
joints.
doctor
There's
that's
some,
bomb,
but
and
I'm
they
just
just
saying
got their whole pool
overall.
redone. They just got an in-ground pool, and that. Oh my God! I'm like, can I come over? You know what I mean? Like, you know, yeah. Like, and their house is gorgeous and amazing, but again, they're not flashy. The difference is, I think that when, like, me and my girlfriend were discussing this the other day, like when you go to the mall or you're in Lord and Taylor or Saks Fifth Avenue or wherever you're at or whatever, and certain people come in, and it's just like, they just look rich.
Right.
They could just have on a cut up pair of jeans and a belt with a button up tucked in and a pocketbook, but it's something about them that it just smells
Like money.
and yeah, you know what I mean. So and with us, it don't smell or look like money unless we are. It's got to be. It's Gucci, sorry Gucci, I'm saying it all up the side up here. It's the G and the drawn across the chest. It's got the earrings,
polo,
the Birkin pocketbook. Yeah, like that's,
So why you think that is?
I mean, historically, you look at, for us, we already know slavery. I'll just speak on here in this country. We know where we come from.
Right.
So you look at other people, you see, but you saw them with the fur coats and the big cars. So I want that. So now you have some change. You go and so you can emulate that image. But like I said, but I think a lot of times what happens, you don't have to have that image to be successful. You can still be regular. And people feel like if I go to Payless, you're gonna frown me because I have on Payless shoes versus having on Louboutins. Like, it doesn't matter because I have on. Does it make me a less person because I have on Payless versus Louboutin? It doesn't matter because look at a lot of times these things that people are buying. You look at the factories; they come from the same factory. It's just this one stamp is this person over here, Chanel. So now because it has a Chanel tag on it, it's $300 versus Hanes.
Well, I think that's the big picture.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, that's what I'm saying. We are breaking our necks to have this image. It's from the same factory.
Individually, it matters, though.
And it shouldn't.
What do you mean?
It shouldn't.
Well, I feel like for most people, and I'll say a lot of times with, like when you're in high school, things like that, before you get to a point where you can buy bigger purchases like cars and things, your clothes and a lot of things represent you. And it becomes your identity.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially if you grew up out to me like maybe 80s, 90s, and you kind of grew up in like the kind of like dope boy era in our culture.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the results that come from that as a child, I feel like you see that. So you see the respect that people have driving the Benzes or if they got certain things on. And then sometimes as a man, I feel like too, you see if I was, trying to talk to a girl with my Gap clothes on and I'm a nice guy, it's a whole different reaction from women at large. If, like you said, I jump out Gucci down and I jump out of Benz, I gotta say way less.
It is.
So some people never grow out of that mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like too, in the rap culture,
Mm-hmm.
you got basically all these rappers is 40 plus, but constantly reinforcing that through the lyrics. Like everything is materialism. It's brands.
Even the younger
it's
ones,
cars,
like them Offsets and Migos and them
right.
people. Because no, absolutely no. They're buying. Why does I love my girl. Why does Cardi need 5 cars?
She only can drive.
And
She don't know how to drive.
And even if she did, it's just you.
Yeah, like
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So but like you said, that's that Lamborghini truck
I think
or
that's
that
education though. See, I would say there's nothing wrong with all of that stuff, but then I feel like for us, we actually buy it with hard-earned money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the mistake.
And that's
Like we work. It's like
Right.
And then a lot of people put the material stuff ahead of what their needs are.
Right.
It's people that you can live in a certain neighborhood and I can see you pull up, you see all the Mercedes, all the Benz, all of these things in the hood, and then when you pull up to their house, it's like an abandonment. You know what I mean? It's like the damn window cracked or something. It's like, how y'all coming in this house with a damn? I mean, my terminology. But you come in and you pull up the block. You like the steps all cracked up.
Yeah,
There's a board on the front
window. I want your car to
window.
meet your house.
You
I
know.
want it to be
It's like, dude. Oh, I'll get that window fixed. Like, dude, but you got a damn, Mercedes outside. Was that brand new? That was more important than your window.
That's the C though. That's the bait.
Oh, but the window don't get them
Yeah,
women.
but then
so
I'm coming inside like looking at this abandoned house like it should be it's dilapidated.
Hey, you at the house.
And guess what? I'm
Yeah,
going
you
back
act
out.
Yeah,
and
you're
then
not
be
gonna
like,
leave.
this,
Nothing happened.
The average
I'm
woman
outta
just gonna
here.
be like, yo, this crazy, and they're gonna come in
and
anyway.
so all my friends, his house was a whole wreck.
child, yes.
And I'm never coming back. I'm not talking to you, like.
that's the
Because your priorities is wrong.
right. That's the priority.
Yeah.
So you know that though. You know that now.
Y'all going out to dinner. Y'all going
know
here
that.
and there.
Yeah,
You know that.
and that
Yeah.
car.
I
And
see
they
Yeah.
got an air mattress in the bedroom.
Hey,
All right, and
Like
works.
and the he said it works.
I knew somebody like that.
But for some people,
It worked.
for some people,
I
it
had
works
it though. I lived with my mom for a long time.
For
I
some
lived with
people,
my
it works.
parents, but I had like 3 cars at one time.
And so you
Got
living
me
with
a
your
lot closer.
parents. And, but I mean,
Right,
usually
right.
But every girl had an
different.
apartment. I wasn't 20s. This was maybe until I was like 30.
Okay.
I was doing stuff though. I actually had some houses and stuff with my homies.
Okay, well then you was doing something.
Right.
Yeah, but it's still the optics of it though. When I explained it to people, it still looked weird. It's kind of like what you.
Now you
doing?
got 3 cars living with your mama.
And my thing
Right.
was, why would I pay for rent? Why would I do all this?
Right, because I'm saving my
If
money.
my objective is
Now,
maybe just sleep with
take
girls,
that
you got
same-
an apartment.
take that
Right.
I'll
same
come over there.
I like that answer.
example. The problem comes when I'm with my mom because I don't want to do anything else. If that's something totally different, then yeah,
Come
that's
back to your
your
crib.
problems are wrong. In your case, you
Mhm.
had a goal. You're there for a specific reason. You're there to save money. You're there to make sure you have what your next step.
But the average
You're
chick don't care
prepared.
about that.
But I'm just saying, like, if I'm walking out the house, I'm walking out the house because you don't have your priorities together. In his example, his priorities are there. Okay, he has a plan. That's why he's here. If you somebody else like, oh, I'm just in here. Well, why are you here? Because I don't want to move.
See, and with that, the one thing
That's
I
something
don't
totally
do
different.
is I mean, I do now. It's the first time ever in my entire life. Because you don't come to my house, I come to yours. Because and it's funny because I have plenty of girlfriends. No, I always go to his. No, he always comes over at my house. No,
Not in the beginning.
no. You're so not coming to my crib. Yeah, why you need to come here? Why?
You don't even know where I live when I first meet you. You don't know my
Yeah.
address. You don't know any of that.
Yeah,
No.
you don't need to know that.
I got
Wow. You
I
don't
got
need to know
a
that.
friend to this day who I used to date, and I lived in 2 cribs, and he never knew either address. Yeah, he just knew I lived in the county.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know because I'm the one that's raising a family, so you don't need to come here.
Mm.
So I don't, so how did that work? I have to know that. How did that work then?
For
You
me?
said the girls, at that time, the girls had the apartment, so you was,
Well,
Because
in
he had
my,
the cause.
in my experience, most women, I guess for privacy's sake and things like that, like y'all kind of are ready to move out early. Where I feel like with men, if it's a comfortable situation, we not necessarily in a rush.
Right.
right,
Mm.
yeah,
So that's what I said. Every girl I knew, but I don't care if they was 20, 30, it's like they all had a place. Either an
Okay.
apartment or they had a house.
That's true.
I couldn't really speak the same for men.
right,
And that's what I said. If I kind of got some of the trappings of success and I could basically take you out for the dinners and stuff and then you ride in the car and it look cool to your friends, it's like, cool. We at your house every day.
Hmm.
Now, like you say, it made more sense because I wasn't like a total bum just
Right.
living with my parents.
Right. That makes a
But to
difference.
some women, even when I explained that to them, they still was like, "No, you gotta get out." It's kind of like, but they was normally it was older women that said that,
Mhm.
okay,
Well, and that
yeah.
makes sense too.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Yeah, they're older. That makes absolute sense.
and it was like, I don't care what your reason and your logic. They was
You
kind of
your
like,
mom.
"Oh, that sound good," but it's kind of like, you a grown man, you got to have your own place.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I
So-
think that, I believe that instead of the first thing of a dude, I gotta buy a car.
Well, you ain't even got a roof over
That's
your
how
head,
we
but you
taught
want to get a
them.
car.
That's how we
Right.
taught us.
That's
You gonna
black
sleep in the
men.
car?
And that's why I think where the priorities are messed up a little bit. Like, I gotta buy a car. Why don't, instead of the car and the car insurance, that's rent.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just do that? Like,
Get
I
a
don't.
place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can.
But then what if you? I feel like you got to make a choice, right? Because
Yeah,
you
but
can't
that-
do both in most cases.
All right, so
Sometimes
what,
you
you gonna
can't.
live in
When
your
you,
car?
when you first
No, what
started
I'm
out,
saying is a lot of times you don't make enough money to do both.
So you want to live or you want to ride?
Respectively on the
Right.
level.
You wanna
that
I'd
you
rather,
fully
make.
in or you
have
wanna
your
ride?
own place. I'd rather you have your own place. That shows that you're responsible. You have your own place. You're paying your own rent, your bills. You
But how do I meet you though?
Uber. Now you're Uber.
Well, no, I'm saying,
But I'm saying, but back in
If
the
you,
day,
but if you talking about now, like I remember it was a lady that worked in my job right back then. Some guy I think a guy tried to talk to her on a bike, right? Because she was in her
A
car.
bicycle or
He was on a bicycle,
Okay.
and I guess he pulled up next to her, and her response was kind of like, "Yo, this nigga had a bike," and like she was clowning him, right? Now, I think she saw the same guy later in like an S500 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Now then, after maybe some investigation, she kind of figured out like he was actually just riding the bike for exercise or something. Like it wasn't his main means of
Right.
transportation.
That's what a lot of people
It's-
are
But
doing.
my-
Why would you
but-
even want a chick like that though?
No, but what I'm saying
he
is,
didn't know this.
in a lot of ways, a lot of women are like that. So they'll say, we got to go out in a car. You ain't taking me out on the bus. So I think a lot of times from a guy's perspective, it's more about what people see. So I feel like even with social media, a lot is that
It's all visual.
it's all visual. So I got to show you what you want to see. And in most cases, once I pretty much reel you in, maybe like I could make up some excuse about the house or something. And I could say something goofy like, "Oh, this temporary," or I could just say anything. I could just make up some I be trapping out of here. Whatever dudes say.
Right.
And a lot of women between certain ages, they kind of go, if they like you, it's kind of going to be like, all right, cool. Like, you know what I mean?
Because you're already in there.
Yeah, it's like we already here. So they're not
now
going
you
to, they're
feeling
not
some
going to
type
flip
of
out.
way
on you.
already, so you playing games with the women head from the beginning.
You playing games?
Yeah.
No, you're doing exactly what
you
you're doing.
Basically, you betraying something that you're not. And
Oh.
you riding off of that until you decide to tell them what's really going
No,
on.
I am.
Or
I'm
come
portraying
up with
what
an
I
excuse.
am, right? As long as I can pay for the car, or as long as I can pay for the clothes and stuff, right?
Mm.
What I'm saying is, I'm portraying exactly what I am. It might be shallow, or it might not make sense. It might be bad spending habits. But what I'm saying is, if it's accomplishing the goal that I want to achieve,
Right.
it makes sense to me personally. So I feel like some women like that, where they go, yo, to be a bad bitch, you gotta have the Louboutins, you gotta have the pocketbooks and do this. However they get it, going crazy debt, scheming, boosters, whatever. It's like, if I'm doing this to catch the niggas that I want, and they not really looking for the responsible, I go to work type woman, as long as they get the results, to me, that kind of reinforces what they believe to be correct. And that kind of goes on until, I feel like maybe until you get of a certain age.
Yeah, because it's still like the sugar daddy aspect. All these kind of things. What's the new thing? It's something else. I don't know. I should have wrote that
The
down.
sugar mommies?
If you care about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I kind of
they
just
got
like an
sugar
old man
babies.
now. But if I go around younger kids, they talk crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're swag and listen, my nigga, like I'm grown. Like I got kids. I'm not, I'm not really trying to do it. But it's like if I wanted to do it, I could do it. Probably better than you, if you really want to be technical.
Exactly.
But it's kind of like at 40, I'm not really worried about, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like say I got some stuff from a couple years ago, and it's like maybe Balenciaga was the swag 3 years ago. I'm still wearing them. Like if you say maybe I was ridiculous enough to pay the $800 for the shoes, but I'm wearing them and getting my wear out of them at
Yeah,
this point in
'cause I
my
like
life.
it.
I'm not
Right.
gonna be like that ain't the swag no more. Or now I'm on whatever the kids
Right.
say.
I meant
now.
to get rid of these.
I got to be on the new drip and all that. It's like,
Right.
But I think people make so much on
Oh.
these labels, and it's like because look at it this way: you have designers, you have black designers, that quality stuff, but because they're not the major label, they may not be $800. Why you got that on? What you putting that on for? And that's the I think it's just the wrong mindset. Like we have to get out of that mindset. Because like I said, at the end of the day, we have people our age dying. You trying to chase the Joneses. You don't know who the Joneses are. But you doing 80 hours of overtime every day just so you can say, well, I got this.
It's
And then you die
possible,
tomorrow
but
because you stressed out. Like,
Right.
it's I just think it's just...
But how
It's
do
way
we?
too
But
much.
like concept. But how do we change it though? If like I said, if we go back and look at the Asians and the beauty supply stores and now they got barbershops and all that kind of stuff. Like I went by the barbershop. I was driving through the street and I was like, they got a whole house full of people, black people in
yeah,
there.
Asian barbers.
And Asian.
I go to the Asian barber.
And
Yeah.
right.
What? In and out.
They
$6.
feel good.
And that's what I heard.
Not all
In
the
and out.
talking, not all the yo, my nigga, I gotta go to the store and get a sandwich. I'll be right back. None of
That's
that.
a customer
And
service.
that's and that's our problem.
Service,
Yeah,
yes.
they're for their money. They're
Right.
about their money,
Right.
so they're gonna get you in and out.
And it's
Where we
super cheap.
and like I said, and don't get me wrong, some barbers and hairstylists is therapy. Like that you always hear back in the day as a hairstylist, you're their therapist. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna release their product. Girl, yup. Last night I was at the store. And this bull while they washing your hair. Yup, girl, and I just can't, they got to suck all that in from everybody all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same way with barbers. But with barbers, I can never understand, like, now there's salons. Now you got to make appointments. Now you got to wash my son's hair before you cut it. And now he got to sit under the dryer and all. I can't do it.
'Cause they
I
gotta look
cannot.
good. Men don't want to look good now. They trying
Look,
to
well,
keep
even for Zachary, he don't have no, he ain't doing all that. He should not be $25. He should not be $25 for that little hair he got on his head. Because y'all want to wash it and sit him under the dryer and let him dry it, and then y'all want. Don't get me wrong, it come out good as shit, and it seems like it lasts longer.
You giving
But the
your
key
pay
word
for it.
is seems, because I could just be in denial for trying to get my $25 worth. But you know what I mean? I could think it like in my mind. It seems like it lasts longer. Yeah, because you paid $25 for it. But them Asians in and out $6.
Oh, with the beauty,
Boom, boom.
well, I think with the beauty,
And it was packed full of
industry,
black men, full of black men
Oh.
waiting.
for the in and out. But I think with the industry, it's difficult for, because you asked in the beginning why we don't have those. It's very difficult. I mean, it's not like it used to be, but it used to be very extremely hard for us. Anybody to get, if you were Asian, they didn't give you the connects. They already had the connects over there to get their head and all that. I think now with everything on the internet, you can get it bundles. It's a little bit easier, but a lot of times it's harder for us to open those things because we didn't have the connects initially.
Right, but I feel like, and I understand that, but we've always had salons, so I feel like if we have the hair salons, why couldn't we go to the next step?
Exactly.
What is you've got some type of connect with your curling irons and your this and your that and your shampoos, and because you just can't stock any old body shampoo because you feel like it. You know what I mean? You want your discounts, you want your this. You know what I mean? So, and now again with social media, you know what I mean? I could, if I was a hairstylist, give you a weave down to here and it's rainbow, and I'm showing all the steps on the video, and then I'm showing, here's the color, here's the brand, here's the color, here's the brand, here's this one, here's the brand, this is the kind of hair, and if that joint is bad and everybody's like, oh my god, I want that, la 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 la, then I just, them sponsors is right there. That hair color is right there. That shampoo is right there.
Nowadays, you see that now.
So it's to me it's easier now, but I still don't see us doing it though.
But will we do what they do, like you saying? Like make that sacrifice of
to
like living together.
I don't think.
Well, I feel like we have, like most black people I talk to, you work in class, people have like a standard of living that they feel like they established.
Yeah,
so like you said,
they won't live with their parents. Oh my God,
my parents, or we all gonna live together for a year.
I mean, really, our parents
money.
like. They kicked us out. They drilled us. When you 18, you out of here. You out of here.
Yeah,
that's something.
We didn't have. I mean, as a whole, we didn't have. Okay, stay home. Like now, you see now, stay home. Like I'm gonna be one of those parents. Stay home as long as you need to build yourself. Because once you out there, right. But at one point, it was get out. You 18, get out, get out. So in your mind, like, okay, I'm 18, I'm out of here. Whether you had the funds or not.
I know I don't mean it though, but I say it though.
So
because he be thinking that when he turned 18, he out anyway. So, when I turn 18, I'm out. No, you ain't. You still gonna be in high school, but anyway.
But we drill that rather than saying we community. We don't have the community mindset. Okay, we're gonna stick together. We got this plan. We're gonna build. We don't have that mindset. It's just you over here, you over there, I'm over here, and that's it.
Yeah, and then the average crib is 3 bedrooms. The average, South Philly, North Philly, the average crib is 3 bedrooms. So these Asians are living with 8 people in the crib. In a 3-bedroom crib. So they obviously, the basement's probably done, or however, as an apartment, and they're working it out. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Basically coming together as a unit because they know the end goal.
Right.
And I believe
I don't think we got enough patience because I cannot stay in a house with 8 of my family members.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
for a small period of time, like how long?
Define small period of time.
It could be
say like 6 months to a year.
Yeah. Most of them be
to get to a bigger goal.
To get to a bigger goal.
Like I'll pose this.
Like I told you, let me take a drink on that. Like I'm thinking about my relatives now.
I get it though. Like, I could live
months.
with Tiffany and Will, and I think that Zachary could too, and the baby. But with our parents,
I can't live with my Tiffany.
I don't know, because my dad is crazy. I think my dad is too. As he, our parents are different. As he's gotten older. He's more, where you going? Why you driving there? Where did it? What time are you coming back? Well, where's the car? You driving in that neighborhood? It's not safe. Bruh, is there car insurance on the car? Yeah. All right, then. The car is fine.
Right.
Wherever I go. So I know our parents are a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know if even end goal or not, I don't know if I could live with mine. I don't know. Not my parents. My kids wouldn't be a problem. I include my son-in-law, so that's 4 of them, and the grandbaby.
That's the sacrifice.
I could rock.
That's what I'm asking.
My parents.
I mean, if I had to sacrifice, there was no other way.
No, not had to.
No other way possible.
To
and
get
it's
this,
a
to get this business
guarantee.
venture off.
Don't have me go through this hell for 6 months, and it ain't no guarantee.
She said,
I need a damn guarantee.
But what's the guarantee?
I know, and it ain't
nothing is guaranteed.
I know, so that's why I don't want to do it.
No, but
because I'll be mad as shit.
Say
if I
realistically, you had a
deal with
real
y'all for 6 months, and I
had a real goal or a real plan, right? And you say it's 5 of us, and we say, for 6 months to a year, we kind of got to live in not the best of situations or whatever, but it's like, if we could tough it out for say a year max, the end result is we could get like $10 million, and that's between like all of us, that's basically $2 million a piece. But it's a business that's going to just keep generating money.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Most people would say they can't do that. You couldn't make that sacrifice from your $40,000 job or whatever, and you live like, however you live respectively. You wouldn't do that for 6 months to get to the,
I don't think black people would.
or
Fear.
12 months to get
Fear.
to the,
Fear.
or
I
It's-
would.
if-
I've seen
I would.
I've seen a meme before where it's like most people live separately, right, as a family, and everybody pays separate rent, and they just say the average rent in Philadelphia is like, I would say maybe $1,100, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if you could basically buy a crib in Gladwin, and your monthly mortgage is like $4,000, but you can buy the 10-bedroom crib, and it's enough.
Together.
And
Yeah.
and y'all all live at the same crib though,
Right, and
Right.
it's so big that
and
you're
it's nice, and you got a
over there
pool
on
and a
the
guest
east,
house.
on the
Right.
east wing,
Exactly.
and I'm over here on the west.
That's
right.
doable.
I've asked people that, and most people said, I can't live with my family. But I'm like, yo, the house is big as shit. Like, you probably won't even see them.
See,
Yeah,
It's
but
like-
it's
just
more
the
like you
idea
can live with
of,
your family, even if you have a house that's big, and that's your family. And I hate to say this, but it's just you can't. It's always gonna be a fucking excuse. Oh man, I had to get my hair done. I'm at the short on rent this week.
Priorities.
Oh, I gotta do this.
Priorities.
I'm short on rent. Come on, man, there's 10 of us in here. You can't front me. I'm only caught a couple hundred.
Mm.
So now you don't want to kick Ray Ray out because Ray Ray your bull. You know what I mean? It's your favorite cousin. Y'all hang out. This is my fault. But Ray Ray, you tripping. You got to give up all that money. Well, I'm good for it.
It's
You let Ray Ray
it's a
slide.
trust thing then.
So it's always going to be somebody.
Yeah.
So that's a trust thing.
Get with
then.
the right
Yeah.
people.
We don't trust each other.
How many
to
times
be-
you try to plan a trip somewhere with people and y'all all start out with 10 people?
Right.
Mhm.
True.
We all going. By the time the trip comes, it's 1 or 2
Three.
people.
That's
If you
it.
even still going.
By the time the deposit come,
Yeah, boy.
Is that a black people
I might
problem?
can't.
Or is that,
I
is
don't
that
know.
people?
I think it's
Wow.
right.
Well, I'm black, so I don't know
Others
about
go on
other people's,
trips.
but
Others go on trips.
But is
go
that
on
'cause we be
trips.
fronting?
We go on trips.
It's part of it because we be
I
friends.
think it's priorities.
It's priorities.
Hmm.
You pay for what you want to pay for.
Right.
Because if you have, let's say you trying to start on your own business, you can't be out partying all the time, buying everything you see. You're going to you have to eat, sleep, and dream your business. And some people don't have the discipline to do that. It's a discipline thing. You have to be disciplined to want to do that kind of stuff.
Mm.
If you want to go on a trip, you know you need to save this money and go on a trip. You can't be like, oh, I don't want to do that because if it's $600 trip, oh, I can't pay for that. But then you just spend $600 on a belt because it say Hermes.
a belt.
Rather than going to see the world, oh, I got this belt, it's high, $600. You could have took that same $600 and went on a nice trip somewhere. You can go somewhere for $600.
Mhm.
It's also your circle. Too.
That's unknown though.
It's also your circle.
Right?
It's not unknown.
No, what I'm saying is the trip might be nice, but it's unknown.
But it's
I know this
trip.
Hermes belt is going to get me these bitches when I walk out. I know this for a
that's
fact.
a fact.
This is $600 well spent.
Priorities. So you want to just sit home with the Hermes belt
With the bitch.
with the bitches.
Yeah.
Rather than
Yeah.
seeing the world and seeing other cultures and learning something. Oh, but I got this
How that's
belt
gonna
and
help?
the chicks. Experience.
How is that going to help?
Why you don't want to see anything else besides the Hermes belt on the couch? You don't want to see other beautiful sand?
How's that gonna help?
Other women?
That's not lasting forever. That's temporary.
Other women and other
again-
cultures?
About proven results. Most people are creatures of habit, right? All right, say I spend my $600 to go to this trip. It's all the money I got. I got to go over there looking regular. Now, maybe my vernacular and all that don't translate to these foreign women in this country. Because a lot of people's priorities, I'll say men, and sometimes women when they're young. A lot of what you do is basically to attract the opposite sex.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm spending, and that's what I'm saying. If I've been positively reinforced that if I spend this money, whether it's foolish or not, and I look the part, and it's going to get me the results that I want, it make all the sense in the world to me, whether it makes sense or not.
So again, the results you're looking for.
That's
And
what
your
I said,
priorities.
The average person.
I said
Priorities.
priorities.
Right?
And that needs to change.
Even like you saying, like certain people live, like to me, I don't care, but people live a lot of times beyond their means, right? For the perception and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Now, whether you got the money to really afford it, and that's another thing, most people really live beyond their means.
Absolutely.
I feel like a lot of times it says certain things about you to other people.
Right.
So most people, because and especially now because we don't communicate as much, your presentation is what people kind of judge you on. So a lot of people, you know, they like to present well.
See, I like clothes, but if you really know style and you know quality, you can go some little cheap store somewhere and get
You
something
can thrift.
and put it together and look like $1,000,000 and only spent 30. You don't have to go and spend $1,200 on a suit. You can find things. It can be done. But I'm saying if you just I'm going right here because it's this person.
Let me tell
I
you.
think it's a feeling though.
I bought a pair of
It's a
sneakers
feeling.
recently.
It's a feeling.
I've never paid over $100 for a pair of sneakers. And I bought the damn 270s, 720s, whatever. the
Don't
fuck
talk me to
The
death.
new
I don't
ones?
know.
No, the Nike Jones.
Oh.
The new ones out.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, 270 something.
Oh.
So I bought them.
That's
I
how much
really
they
liked
were?
them. No, they were no.
Oh, that's the style number?
Yeah.
Oh,
The Nike
alright. I was
Air
like,
something
270?
27 whatever.
Alright.
Anywho,
I thought she meant
I liked them, tried them on. I wanted them. Me trying to be back as I ain't whatever. They run them bitches up at $150. To everything in my body, not to say put them back. Don't mind you, I got the money to pay for the sneakers. It ain't hurt none of my bills and it ain't none of my pocket money. But I was just like, $150 for a pair of sneakers.
Gotta reward yourself.
Man, look, you know how much more I could do with that
That's what
150.
TJ Maxx.
But that's
is
another
for.
lie we
Right.
tell ourselves.
I can get something else fixed in the crib.
I work hard.
I can buy some mulch.
Right,
I
I think
deserve to
I
reward
deserve
myself.
this once a
Yes,
month,
I deserve
at
this.
least.
I deserve these.
Work
things.
hard,
and that's
play
harder.
harder. And that's fine. But I'm not saying
But
don't
it's just-
treat yourself. You want to get. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying don't let that run you.
Right, but how does that change? How does that change? Is that like it's not changing with adults.
It's hard.
So what do our children are watching us? Our children are watching their friends. Our children are
Y'all-
watching TV. Our
I mean,
children are
Roxy's
watching.
in entertainment, but are y'all kind of far removed from hip hop culture at this point?
No,
No.
I have teenage. My daughter is 14. My son is 16.
But what I'm saying is, I don't know. Are you really invested? Like, you actually know who all these people are and listen to
I don't know all of
everybody?
them, but I
Everybody.
know some. I
Yeah.
don't know all of them.
I gotta ask questions. Like,
So what I'm saying
who
is,
the hell
if you're
is this?
if you're very much still involved in that,
But I work with teenagers. Like I mentor.
it's
so
been reinforced,
Everything.
freaking
so
song.
much, and the levels now are so much
It's ridiculous.
higher
Yeah.
than even. I feel like it was always materialistic when we was young, but I feel like at a certain
Run
point there was
DMC,
levels.
we had
Right?
our shell tops, Adidas,
Yeah.
or sweatsuit, troop
But
sweatsuit.
now it's
now-
not even about
Well,
that. You
it's
see
a
these
bigger
dudes coming
picture.
out of jail and they in jets.
Yes.
They in private jets, basically like.
But I feel like
I
it's
mean,
a lot
the
of
levels
of opulence that rap has pretty much introduced to the game.
to keep us here.
That
'Cause while we keep spending
regular
money,
people-
they keep getting their pockets getting fatter, and we keep giving them money, and we just keep emptying out, and it keeps going over there. That's what I'm saying. Like that has to stop.
But it used to be reasonable though. Is the point I'm making.
It's not really, but people are continue to do. They continue. Oh, and I'm not doing it.
No. The
It
point
used to
I'm
be
making is
reasonable.
it used to be like reasonable. What I'm saying is where an average person or a working person, in some ways, the bar that they set was kind of achievable.
Right.
Like there was a time where the top car, the it car in music, might have been a Benz, and that's
Right.
achievable.
Right.
But then once it goes to Maybachs and Phantoms
Right.
and like she's saying, like it used to be a time where maybe first class was I'm stunting because I'm first class. Now I'm doing the jets and all that.
Now they gotta have
Yeah.
a private
It's the
jet.
bar that
Commercial.
just keep
Because these
push
social
and
media
push.
streets got people dumb. Like
Well, it's not even all social media. It's
Even-
just
yes,
that,
it is because
it's just that people need to get their shit together. I mean, I can't say it no different way, but it's like you base so much stuff on materialistic stuff that it's just
I'm saying
idiotic.
like dying. There
You
are
know,
people
like-
having heart attacks and
like
they
I wouldn't
stress
pay
and
no
stroking
$300
out.
for a pair of jeans. I know people have paid $200-$300 for
I
a pair
do
of jeans.
too.
I ain't doing that.
I will mismatch some Gucci with some damn Walmart and I will have all different types of and you be like, you look nice.
But you
And
know,
they'll be like, it don't matter.
but you know what it is?
Look
Like
at it.
an example I have too is okay. So I have a black and white skirt. It's a like a ball gown type of situation. It's black and white. It's pretty heavy. It's got pockets. Really nice skirt. It was $120, I think. I got it from a boutique, from a designer in Deptford. You know, so he's Philly bound. Let's call it that.
Mm-hmm.
The same skirt, the exact same skirt, I went and pressed in Atlanta. Rashida from Love and Hip Hop. Exact same skirt, just a tag on the inside. They get their name on the label. I mean, I touched it. It's the exact same skirt. It was $350, and they're gonna buy it for $350 because it's Rashida from Love and Hip Hop. And that's the problem. You know, one, Rashida didn't sew that skirt. We're not gonna go there with that right now. But Rashida didn't sew that skirt. Rashida got them skirts wholesale at the joint from the Asian people.
And that's what I'm saying. These
And they was probably
tags.
$12 a piece. And she bought it in bulk. And puts her label on the inside. Now she's selling it for $350. But because she's Rashida from Love and Hip Hop, everybody wants to shop at Press, and that skirt's $350.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I literally took a picture and sent it to my designer and was like, "Look at this tag."
Is that an American thing too? Because we're very celebrity driven in our culture, right?
I wouldn't have paid $350 for that skirt.
But they use all the celebrities to sell things to us.
Yeah,
I mean, it's always been the case.
That's her
So I'll
whole-
say now,
that's her whole
it's a
boutique.
marketing. It's a marketing thing.
if
It's
you
like
go to
diamonds.
the bar or you go to certain things, now to me, it's certain things that's maybe it's quality. The quality doesn't change in products,
Right.
but in a lot of ways now, it's like if Jay-Z or certain people say, "Yo, don't drink Cristal no more, drink this."
They won't, and they'll drink that.
And Ace of Spade is not even really good champagne, but because Jay-Z said you're gonna pay $300 for it.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, you go to the club, you pay for the bottle service. You could actually get them bottles of liquor.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
did
For
that
like $30
once.
bucks.
$20, and they want
But
you
you
to
paying
pay
$500.
200, 300 for
just
a
for
bottle.
just for the you
That's
paying
a
for
rock.
the show.
Like,
But you paying for the
Really?
look.
You
It's
paying
the
for the
look when I'm
show.
inside
Yeah.
the club and
And Puffy says
people
Ciroc
bottle
is good.
watching.
So we drink at Ciroc because Diddy said it.
Well, that's his brand. So you want to say it's good? It's his brand.
Right.
But I mean, it's a market. It's like diamonds. Diamonds really are worthless. But because the beers and everybody had the marketing employed, oh, you need a diamond. Diamonds is a girl's best friend. You gotta have the big rock. Now everybody's doing it. But diamonds is glass. It's not it's worthless. But because of the marketing, and that's like everything we do is because of the marketing. So you have to get out of the mindset out of the marketing of it, and just
But that ain't gonna never happen because they
Right.
continue to market it. That's how they gonna make their money.
Absolutely.
You just each individual person has to decide what their priorities are and what their living means, and try to stay within that as
Live
much as
below.
I
possible.
think it's deeper than that though. To me.
it is.
And
difficult.
don't worry about what other
difficult.
people say.
It's difficult.
Well, I think
But
I
everybody
think ultimately
worries,
it
most
comes
people
from
worry
really
about what everybody says.
a
It's
lack
very
of
difficult.
a lack of resources, right? And in most cases, you do what most people want to live a certain lifestyle,
Mhm.
and especially I feel like in America, the way things are advertised to you.
Mm-hmm.
So in a lot of cases, you might feel like I'll never get the mansion on TV or the Bentley, but I definitely can get the bag, or I definitely can get the shoes, and I feel like I'm living a part of that life. I'm just not all the way in it. And then it's like the constant striving to get to that point, like chasing the bag and all these phrases
Right.
that come up. But the ultimate goal is, especially among our people, I feel like the goal really is to get to the lifestyle to spend the money, which people don't really understand that in a lot of cases, the people that have the money aren't paying for it the same way you're paying for it.
Exactly.
So they paying for it. Maybe they got a bunch of rental properties, and the
they-
rental properties is paying for the
Right.
Chanel bag.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Or
Exactly.
you know, I got $1 million in an account, and even if I'm getting 2% interest, I'm making like $20,000 a
And
month
that's
on the
that's
money,
my whole point. We
and
just
I'm not
starting
really
to
spending
look
my go to work money
Right.
on all these tracking.
It's
That's-
all
devices.
that's back to
my point.
educating our people
That's
about
the,
money
my whole point.
and
You
about
just
spending
said
it and
that's
how
my
to
point.
manage your money. It's not about if you want, like I said, if you want that bag or you want those designer sneakers or whatever, so be it. But if you can't afford it, you can't afford it.
Right.
Go to the thrift store in a really nice neighborhood and you get some good
Consignment.
stuff.
Yep.
You feel me? I went and got some Robin jeans for $20, and you could have everybody's like, "Oh my God, you got some Robin jeans?" Yes, yes, I do. And look, you see the tag? It ain't real.
That's how they
Now,
do
would
it.
I go
It's
and buy
sales.
some Robin jeans? Shit, How much is bitch about $150 sneakers? I'm 50 years old and never spent no more than $100 on a pair of
That's right.
shoes.
I ain't doing. Well, no, I know. I spend some money on.
You know what I mean?
Well, I got
I
coupons
just
too.
and it's not like you can't. I can't do it. It's just that I can't justify spending that money.
Right.
Like my mom bought me this watch, all right, this little Galaxy watch. I wanted it for 4 years,
And you could definitely buy it, but
and I could have
yeah,
bought it,
you could have bought it.
and I'm not buying it. I can't justify buying it. I can't.
So what's your guilty pleasure?
My mom, my pleasure.
No, I'm saying if it's one thing that you like, that it don't matter what it costs.
See, I
It's
like shoes,
you just like it,
but
so
I
you
know
will
where
buy
to
it.
go to get the shoes.
Nothing.
I don't have to. They could be a $500
Nothing.
shoe, but I'm not paying $500 for the shoe. I know where to go where I don't have to pay the $500.
Well, bitch,
But I'm just saying, even something that
bitch,
seems
tell
ridiculous.
me.
After the show, after the show.
So is this? I'll say this too. Sometimes is this mindset because working with the money you have and you basically being responsible with what you have. Like, say if you just had millions of dollars like overnight, you still would have that same type of attitude, or
Yes.
would you just go in Gucci and be on some Floyd
Absolutely
Mayweather
not.
shit?
Absolutely.
No,
Because then my millions is going. If I change my mindset, my millions is going to be going. The same way I got it that quick is going to be going that fast.
Well,
I
I'm
can't
saying,
have
say,
that
like,
mindset.
based on what you're saying, you.
I mean,
say-
I would treat myself a little bit, but I'm not going to go overboard. If I want to go on a trip somewhere, if I want to go first class to Maldives or something like that, I can't afford to go to Maldives right now. But give me $1 million, now I can afford to go there because I have the money to do so. But I'm not going to go and just, oh, come on, everybody first class on me. My money is going.
Well, that's
I gotta
extreme.
still sit here. I'm still gonna shop. I'm still gonna go on my Sunday paper, clip up my coupons. I'm still gonna go and find my those discount cards and still shop the same way.
Really?
Yes, that's how I'm telling you. The people that have money, the people for real, they still do that. That's why they can afford the boats and all that because they don't overspend. They not in Neiman Marcus buying, you know, for a special gala or something. Sure.
They kind of overspend on some stuff.
No,
Oh, yeah.
they do
I think
not.
Yeah, they
I
do.
think
I
But
work
the
with
thing
old
is,
money.
they can
I
afford
work
to
with
do
old
so.
money,
Right.
and I know how they shop. You look at them; they look like old raggedy hags.
Some of
Not
them.
all of them. Not all of them.
But like she's saying
But
too,
majority
sometimes
how
I
they
feel like
spend.
because you looking for the outward, like she's saying, sometimes they be having expensive shit on.
Right.
You just don't know
You
it
don't know.
because you're not
It
looking.
may be a shoe, maybe their watch, but overall, how we do it, they're not doing that. They're not buying the best car that came out. Okay, I gotta get the new car. They gonna keep the same car from 10 years ago because it still works.
Some of them.
Again, it's not 100%, but
Yeah.
a lot of them are the ones you see. That's you got old money, new money. New money, yeah, they out
Well,
buying all the cars
this
and
is-
trying to be flashy. Old money's not doing that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
I get
thing
that.
though.
I get that.
If a lot of times if you have stuff and it's
There's
not a
old-
big
but-
deal to
People
you,
don't have own money.
I
Right.
know, but we need to have the old money mentality then, so we can get.
but how do
some
you
money.
have
Right.
that? How do you have that mentality? What I'm saying is, overall for Black people, we kind of really mostly come from nothing, and we
Right.
don't have.
Mm-hmm.
So our mentality is more striving to have.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So if for most people you talking about, is not impressive to them because they always had. So,
So
even,
that's normal
So
to
even
them.
the most of them is normal. It's just like, yeah,
It's
this is my
normal.
house.
So if I want to get
This
to
is-
where Sally Mae is over there, let me watch what Sally Mae is doing.
How do you
Okay,
get there
Sally,
though? Because
You
it's
watch
harder.
and you
Than,
learn.
it's harder than.
It might be
Just
harder,
get
but
it.
you have to be like, well, bonk everybody else. This is what I need to do. You have to have the mindset like they have the little panels on the forces so they can't see. You
But
have
how
to
do we
have
get
tunnel
there?
vision.
That's what I've
You
been
have
saying.
to
you have
want
the
it.
discipline
You have
to
to
get there.
discipline
No, what I'm
yourself.
saying is,
You have to see the bigger picture. And
how do we
understand.
get there? Because for most of us, getting that type of money is certain lanes, right? Entertainment, sports.
Mm-hmm.
It's way more difficult for us to get it in a lot of other ways.
It is.
And like you're saying, it's
'Cause
more
you ain't
like
gonna be the CEO
it's more
of
slow.
Verizon
It's
tomorrow.
slow money, and it's like
Yeah.
delayed. You gotta really practice delayed gratification.
You have to start with you once you learn, and then you have to try to ingrain it in your children, and so that way it may not hit your generation, so maybe that next generation gets it, then that other one really gets it. We may
But
miss
even
the
with all that
mark.
work, though, that's what I'm saying. When you talk about people that got like tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, as Black people, we are so far disadvantaged to get to that point.
And so the first thing is stop buying red bottoms.
That's not going to change.
It
though.
is because
It's
if
not.
you say, okay, my priority, I have $500. I can take this $500 and maybe invest in go do stocks or something instead of buying a shoe. That shoe is what's going to sit there. It's not going to appreciate. It's going to depreciate.
But there's what I'm saying is there's built-in disadvantages in the system though for us, even in doing that. So look at most of the rich Black people, right? There's very few Black billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you look at a lot of them, just let's take certain rappers and people. look at how many different hustles and things that they're involved in.
You don't get halfway there.
We don't have the same
Right.
level of ownership and
And
control.
we may not be a
lot of
billionaire,
things.
but if you have the mindset of stop spending, I'm saying stop spending on frivolous stuff. You don't have to. Just because you have the $500 in your pocket doesn't mean you have to spend it. That's all I'm saying. Doesn't mean you have to go and buy the $500 shoe because you have the $500. Do something else with it. Why can't you keep it here? We're burning holes in our pockets all the time. You don't have to. Now I'm not saying if you have it, don't spend.
Is it okay if it's for a purpose?
If it's for a purpose, but if it's a shoe, I'm just saying shoes. I love shoes.
Right, no, I know.
If it's just a shoe, what is it going to do for you? Now, if you're in an industry where you're modeling or you're a stylist, yes, that shoe's going to help you with your business.
Okay.
That's good. That's an investment. But you just I'm trying to be cute for the club. No, you just trying to be cute for the club. It's not going to serve a purpose. Oh, girls cute. Those shoes are cute. At the end of the day, you still going to Uber. That shoe didn't do anything for you that whole night. But if I'm a
But they make you
stylist
feel
or a
so
model
good, yeah.
or whatever,
Those shoes make you feel so
Yeah,
good.
it
And the
does.
compliments
Just
talk.
be
And the
like,
compliments
oh,
talk too, right?
okay, but
They
at the end of the
make you
day,
feel
those compliments
like,
is not
oh,
going to
they
do
look
anything
good,
for
yeah.
my future. It's not going to put anything in my bank account. Now, like I said, if it's a purpose, like I said, if I'm a stylist or a model or I'm a shoe designer or something like that, okay, that's a business venture.
So you're grown. You're talking like grown talk.
Right.
And that's why we have this conversation.
So how do we
Because
instill
there's
this in our
other people
kids?
that's not
Or the
grown,
younger
that are grown,
generation?
don't have the grown.
Yeah, because
Well, I don't know if
reality.
I don't know if young people got the mental capacity to get that. Like you don't get
Yeah,
that
they
when you're
can.
young.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What I'm saying is, in most cases, when you're young, you just basically trying to enjoy your life and you trying to be like having fun and doing stuff. You don't
Well, it
got the
depends.
same responsibilities
No,
that.
yeah, you don't have
as
those
an adult.
responsibilities, but as a 17-year-old.
So it doesn't seem foolish to you to spend money on stuff that's not.
Right, and he don't, and
Of
he
no
don't,
real
and at
value.
17 you don't have that unless
Yeah,
you
you
have
don't
that.
have
And you
that.
don't know bills, like so you
Right.
gonna
Yeah,
wild
so
out.
But you
any
still
money-
have to instill certain things.
Right,
in
because
them.
any money
You know,
give them,
because
yeah, you got
a lot of people, a lot of black kids grow up without knowing anything about credit.
At all.
They don't understand how important it is. They don't understand that if you don't pay, the difference for, I know a lot of people recently, go get a car. They paying 22% interest. You paying 22% interest on this car. Because they go in, they don't ask the right questions. And the guy knows, as soon as they see you, salesperson.
That happened to me.
You can have this for $189 a month. But they ain't tell you the damn loan for 6 years on a 10-year-old car at 22 or 25% interest. But you don't know because nobody taught you this. Nobody told you about credit scores. Nobody told you, how to get,
What if you
how
don't
to.
care? What if you don't care?
But then you
Some at
get what you
yeah,
get.
that,
Right.
some
But
don't
some
care.
people don't.
As long as they can
even-
pay it, they don't care.
know.
Right.
I know grown people that never knew anything about managing money and credit and stuff because they was never taught. And then their kids grow up that way, and then they're in the same hole because they can't get a car, or you say, okay, you need a car to go to work or whatever, you need this house. You go to this house, you want a mortgage, something that's affordable. If your credit is right, you'll probably be in a range where you can get a nice interest rate. But now that your credit's screwed up, now you got to do all this fancy,
But that's the
finagling
that's
with
the
the
detail.
money.
That's the details you're talking about.
Yeah, but the thing is, everything is tied to that. You have to teach your kids to be financially responsible.
Right, but at 17,
teach them
some of
things.
them don't want to hear it.
No, but
Yeah,
not even
Let's
17.
be,
Oh, I know.
let's be real with it.
Oh,
Like,
I
if
know.
you tried to have that, like, if I said to Zach, this is really important, you need to, oh my God, how long is they going to talk? Do I really have to hear this? Like, they don't,
But you got
you know,
talk
now
money.
you may have some kids, like, I'm going to use Ethan just because you have a 16-year-old. Ethan may be, he may be in it and he may be taking notes. But my kid who's watching YouTube and at the studio 3 times a week because he can rap and he can write and that's his goal. His goal is to, what Offset is doing, I can do too. And I can do that by the time I'm 20. Because that's what's in his head. He didn't think about you.
And then the thing is, if they don't manage their money,
He's
while they get it, they gonna lose it all.
Well,
You gonna be like an
I
MC Hammer?
I was mentoring last.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, because they can blow it. Like, because
My
I know
bull MC.
Will blew his first million.
Mhm.
He didn't go bankrupt like some people say. You know, when he got money, he went bankrupt. He technically didn't go bankrupt, but he blew his first million because he was freaking 18.
And he never had
You know what I mean? So he was like, "Yo, let's do this. I'm gonna buy you this. I'm gonna buy." That's what that Mike Tyson blew his, and he was 23. That mindset is like, you know what I mean? I'm from here. I've never had this before ever.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I got all this,
I'm turning up.
Right. I'm light everybody up.
Well, I feel like too, what you saying is more. Most people are not really detail oriented. So most of the time, your goal is to just get what you want.
Right.
So like you saying, a lot of times when they pull that paperwork out, like if your whole goal is to get a house, there's a bunch of paperwork. The average person is just.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Even a lot of people that get in the music industry, it's like, dog, you tell me if I sign all this paperwork, you gonna give me $200,000.
And that's how they get screwed.
I'm not reading all the details to figure out.
They're not taking it to a lawyer. Let me be back.
Yeah, it's like, let me just hurry up and sign this so you can give me this $200,000 check. I don't know that I'm actually signing away $20 million. Give me the $200.
And you can bang it in your kid's head as much as possible. Like I'm telling you, I can feel it. I can bang it in Zach's head as much as possible. But when that day comes and somebody's saying, Zach, look, I'm telling you, I know you want. He's gonna sign it. As much as I've said.
But I disagree because I was just talking to teenagers the other day in this high school, and they all want to be their own business. And I'm just talking to them, and I'm like, you have these ideas. It could be one want to be a baker, one want to open up their own detail shop. That's great. I said you can do these things now, but monetize it, huh? What's that? So when I explain what monetize is, I'm like, all the people on YouTube, you hit like, they get money. Money just by doing dumb stuff. It clicked. You just have to make it make sense. Once people see it make sense, it's like, once they have that eureka moment, they have it. So if you talk about a 22% interest on something, you say, okay, this is $189 now. By the time you get finished paying 6 years from now, you pay these people an extra $30,000, it'll make sense.
10-year-old car,
So
how gonna last that?
How many of us make sense then?
It has to make sense. Once you explain it, if you know the information, you tell them, and you.
Then it's up to them to do what they
want.
want.
No. What I'm saying is, all right. If you say that, if we talking about black people as a whole. Out of 10 black people, then what percentage of us actually had sense?
We all had sense. You had to make it for them to work. Just like a child, when you have discipline, one child you gotta beat them, they got it. The other one you just talk to them, they got it. So it depends on the person.
No. I'm saying
based
on what I'm saying is based on our results as black people to this day collectively. What I'm saying is out of 10 black people, based on what's actually going on and what you see. How many of us actually have sense?
I would probably say like out of 10.
3 out of 10?
No, I'm gonna give us more credit. I would say half.
Half of us have sense?
I would say half, yes. I would give us credit. And you gotta understand, like,
I don't think the numbers is that high.
Our mindset
I would
from
say
years
40%.
ago, we
I wouldn't say
conditioned
half.
this way.
35, 40.
It's gonna take a long time.
Depend on the age range then
Yeah,
too?
depend on the age.
Yeah,
Age
I
range.
think it
Depends on the age.
But
The younger the
I'm gonna say
age,
25.
Then the lower.
Because again, what you're saying to me is, and again, people are creatures of habit. So most of the time when you talk to people, everybody say the right things, like you're saying, right? And in most cases, I'm a front. I don't really want to give the appearance that I'm stupid. So I'm act like I understand everything you're talking about. Interest rates, all this stuff. Yeah, no, I checked all that. Yeah, I know. Ain't nobody getting over on me, all that. Like, I'm going to act like that.
But you
right?
make it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. The KISS method.
No, even if you keep it simple, that's what I'm saying.
Kids gonna do what
Not
they
even
wanna...
kids, adults. You can have conversations with people, but what I'm saying is the average person is going to, I feel like most people too, we are conditioned, to me too, sometimes black people, to feel like you don't really know more than me, or if you appear to be my peer, I don't know that I could take advice from you. So I feel like that's something else that's been trained in our culture, where if a person is really successful, I just listen to you automatically because you look like you got what is proven to show, right?
Well, yeah.
Right.
So what I'm saying is somebody like you that maybe if you just talk to a certain group, like peer group, out of 10 people, I feel like maybe 2 people would actually really listen to what you're saying, and the other people might act like, who is you to tell me? Or it's like, I know the same thing as you.
Right.
But then I look at the results people get, and I'm like, clearly you don't know the same thing as me. Because you wouldn't have made that decision if you really understood what I was saying. But then there's kind of like an arrogance and like a, you know what I mean?
Change it?
Right.
I don't know how to change that.
I mean, just us as a people, because we've been conditioned, we are a traumatized people. No,
yeah, pride. There's a lot of
pride. Pride don't get you anywhere. Nowhere. My mom always say, put your pride in your pocket. Because it ain't going to do you no good. That's a bar quote.
But I just say, if one changes it, that's one person, and hopefully it's a domino effect down the road.
And anybody you can't teach.
Look what they're doing now. Okay, I might want to do that too. I mean, that's one thing you can hope for.
But do you have to show it?
It's results. Anybody want to see it? Well, I need to see it. Results. So
well, what I'm saying is, like you saying, to me, the truth is the truth, and if the information is good, which again to me comes with a level of maturity, I should be able to receive it. Now, in some cases, whether you got the results or not, it's like, to me, some people might feel if you have failed relationships, I can't learn anything from you, which is an arrogance, right?
Right.
But it's kind of like,
That's
I
the
learned
person I
something
need
from
to
this,
learn from.
and I'm
Right.
telling you
Where they
so,
messed
so
up
you
at.
don't make
Right.
the same mistakes.
Right.
But again, as black people, it's like, say me, I had a bunch of real estate ventures or whatever. For all intents and purposes, I failed. Like, I should have a bunch of money by now. But like, to me, the knowledge that I have, if I tell it to people, I feel like sometimes people talk to me and seek it out, but it's like, I don't know if they're taking it necessarily from me because I don't really show.
Right.
Now, to me, it's like, if I was successful, I feel like I could go on the internet and charge niggas $500 for the same information I'm telling you for free.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are people that's basically running with that blueprint and making a bunch of money, basically giving information to a bunch of dummies.
Right. Right.
For real.
They don't want to listen.
Right.
And to me, a lot of people do that model. All these people that do self-help, they write all these books, they do stuff.
Right.
I'm basically telling you common sense shit over and over again. But
Right.
because I got the hundreds of millions to back it up, you gonna repost me. Jay-Z say some shit, oh, Hove and all that.
Yep.
It's like,
Right.
my nigga, it's a bunch of people that be saying the same
Same
shit.
thing.
But because it's Jay, like the point
Right.
you was making earlier, it's
Mhm.
like, but because you can see that they successful, you basically feel like what they're saying is more valid.
Right. I agree with that.
So I feel like that's a big thing too
Yeah.
within our people.
Right.
Where it's like, if I perceive you to be on the same level as me, I feel like
You
I
can't
can't take
handle
anything
it.
from
Right.
it. And then that kind of holds as, because it's like those is really the people you should build with
Mm-hmm.
to get to that higher level.
Exactly.
Because y'all both not in the position y'all want to be, and y'all can learn from each other and grow higher.
Right.
But then there's a lot of that too. There's a lot of that mistrust. I don't know about this nigga. All that weirdo stuff that we do.
Right.
It's like you're saying with other races and cultures, they don't kind of have them type of egos
No,
and things.
they
like
don't.
that.
They don't.
And
I
for
think-
them, their laser focus normally is the end result.
Right. Yeah. And I think as far as the kids and the YouTube and all those kind of things, I hate it. I really don't think it's I really don't think it's a good thing. Just because now kids are in high school right now. They may be straight A students, they may not be, but they feel like they can be YouTube stars, so they don't have to, I don't have to go to college. I don't have to do that because I'm going to be a YouTube star.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but what they're not realizing is that while there are some people who are doing the same thing, and we already mentioned, we won't do that, but it's also what makes you unique, what makes you different, that this person is, that you are going to get this 5 million views, on YouTube. You know what I mean? What makes, what is it? Even when it comes to singers, you know what I mean? You can use a song, and the way this person did this song, it's like, oh my God, I would have never thought about it being this way. You know what I mean? So that what makes people draw to listen to that version of that song compared to your version of the song, or
Right.
your version of the song.
Right.
And I think that that's the hardest part with teaching our kids, everything, as far as, because like I said, they come out of school, certain ones, not all of them, they come out of school, we're doing these lavish prom things, lavish junior prom things, lavish prom things, because let's keep it 100, because we're trying to keep up with the next person that did it, because I don't freaking want to do it, period, point blank in the story. I know what he wants, but I don't want to do it. But if I don't do it, dang, Zach, your mom you ain't even
Right.
had no sign with your name on it, and
Right.
you ain't had no red carpet, you didn't even have, and that's what's going to happen to my son, and he's going to have to go back to school and get dogged. So then what happens? We spend all this money, overspend what I know I don't have if I had to do it tomorrow. You know what I mean? And then there's my debt right there. You know what I mean? Because I'm keeping my kid up with what his boy did down the street. And unfortunately, it's the cycle. It's the same cycle. I know plenty of families that I know for a fact that don't have it like that. But I'm like, damn, all right, their prom was hot.
Got Maseratis and all kinds
Yeah.
of everything.
You know what I mean?
Zebras,
and how,
bullet pads.
and how you renting that? I want to know.
House falling apart, and
But-
they pulling up with a Lamborghini in front.
Right.
For the
But
prom.
the cycle is like, oh my God, that kid had, some YSL shoes and da-da-da. So then your kid's coming home, Mom, look, this is what I want for prom. And you like, what you know about Yves Saint Laurent, bruh? Like,
Right.
I'm telling you.
That's
so
that's onesie twosie stuff though.
look,
Right? Like, it's harder to actually, and I feel like in life when you get older, there's something you figure out, that consistency is very important. Right? But it's hard to be like consistent. Like you sign up, you pay a mortgage. I gotta consistently pay this now for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Or you saying like certain things, like car notes, certain things. It's like I gotta pay this over a sustained amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the average person, if you really put a lot of your time and energy into getting things done, most people can get it done. So that's what I'm saying. Like I can kind of figure out how to get $1,200. I don't know that I can figure out how to come up with $300,000 to keep paying for this crib.
Mm-hmm.
So most people, it's like, yo, I'm not really trying to do all the long thing. I'm just trying to do the short stuff, to look right out here, do this, do that, do this.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's
nobody's
like,
looking at the long term.
Right.
yeah. And then it's
Yeah.
like, all right, if I get caught, then I'll basically just explain.
Right.
Like that's what I said. The point about the house is like, yo, if I did enough to look fresh to get the attention that I want, in my mind, I figure that I can pretty much explain why the rest of my life doesn't match up. And then either you're going to accept it or not. And maybe you'll clown me, but the one thing you can't clown me about is like, you might be like, yo, that nigga lived in a shack, but he do be fresh. And if my whole goal is to be fresh, I'm achieving my goal.
If that's your goal.
Yeah. Yeah. Sucks, but it's real. Sucks, but it's real. Oh my gosh. Well, Jesus. That sucks, but it's real.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna take a long. It's gonna take a long time. Like I said, this is.
I wonder what
high school
generation will
conditioning.
figure it out. Maybe it'll be Liam's generation. I don't know.
I don't know. They might be wanting jets for their.
I was gonna say Liam will want to come in on a helicopter or something.
With a rope.
You know
Beam
what
me
I
up,
mean?
Scotty.
Right.
You be like,
I don't know.
He gonna zip line in or something. Like I don't know. But maybe that's the generation that'll figure it out. But I guess do your best to teach your kids about talk it because you're the accountant chick. Give your last notes about it.
Quick question. What's more important, credit or cash?
I say credit. And the only reason why I say credit, so you can gain more cash.
Mm-hmm.
So teach your kids
Good
about
answer.
that. Definitely. What's your last thoughts, Rima? She don't want y'all to keep doing the
listen.
stop spending. That's what she's like.
That's
She was like this.
Go spend all your money in Gucci. Floyd Mayweather
And they don't
style.
even love us. Like
Come
you
out with
spend
a
all
bunch
this
of
money for
bags.
these people. They don't even love you. They don't even. They talking. They step like whatever. Like
Damn.
then don't get it twisted. I love clothes. I love to dress. Like, but if you don't have it, it's okay if you don't have it. Just know quality. There's a lot of things Louis Vuitton is trash. I worked in Neiman Marcus. Those bags, we used to get those bags back all the time from people who get repairs. All the time.
Mm-hmm.
You want to spend, if I'm going to spend $1,200, that bag better last me for my whole entire life.
So
I just got
what's a
these
good quality
bomb
bag for the women
sandals
to
at
buy?
Payless the other day because Payless is going out of business. So I'm gonna wear my new espadrilles that I just got y'all soon, and all those kind of things. I'm gonna wear these new espadrilles. I'm gonna wear these new other sandals that I got. I'm telling you, y'all be like, what?
And
I got
be
them from
fly.
Payless, and I'm gonna wear these new slides that I got like little broken up crystal rock looking things that I got from the hair store for $10. I'm gonna show y'all what it's really hitting for. And Payless is going out of business, and you need to go get all your sandals. Don't act like your sandals. Payless is the place to buy all your sandals.
And it's the
All right.
same manufacturer
It
as
is.
the big brand.
Right now,
Yeah,
Kristen
that's the one I
Siriano is the bomb. So
They
go
are
buy all your
business.
sandals right now from
Payless,
Payless.
yeah.
That's my last words on that thought. We're gonna wrap it up, and it is. That's my
With
last words. on
Payless.
that. Go to Payless and buy your sandals.
Don't buy Red
And
Balls, buy Payless.
Right, and save yourself some money.
They're gonna be like,
All
that
right.
Roxy girl crazy.
Like
That's
what?
a-
Shopping
They're
in
like
Payless.
what? Payless? What?
Your sandals. Your sandals. I didn't say your pumps. All right.
No, not Payless.
I ain't say all that. But
No
right now,
slides in it.
for the summer, go buy your sandals. You're going to be like, oh, wait a minute. Wait till I show y'all my sandals. Y'all going to be like, oh, wait, mad. You're going to be mad. Watch, you're going to be mad. I'm trying to tell you. You're going to be mad that I bought all these sandals from Payless. Watch. Anyway.
On that.
Man, I choke.
Made me choke.
Because she going to go there and say, what?
I already been there.
That's right.
You're like, what?
So
You
on
ain't
that
seen
last final note, about your spending habits, do better, be better. Do better, be better.
And
Do better,
credit
black
is
people.
important.
Credit's better. Cassandra said it, so you can get more cash. I like that note right there.
Mhm.
Credit's better, so you can get more cash. Get your credit together. Know your credit score. Teach your children what it's about, what it means. so they can get more cash.
So
It's
they're not in the hole.
So
And
they're
don't
not
wreck
in the
your
hole.
kids' credit. My peoples.
Look, we're not going there.
My peoples.
You
Don't be
get
putting
social.
stuff in your child name. The electric bill, the phone bill, and little poo-poo name
And
that's
sometime-
only 4 years old. Don't do it.
It happens
That's all I have to
sometimes,
say.
and I understand it.
She like, here she go.
I get it.
Don't do
No.
it.
I understand it.
Don't do it.
But don't do it.
Don't.
All right? Don't do it. Don't do
And if you do it, clean it up.
it.
And then let it go. Don't have them kids out there with no
Here you
damn
go.
$10,000 worth of credit. Can't even get no
I can't
electric in their
stand that.
damn name because the damn mom that ran this shit up. Don't do that shit, y'all.
So thank
Don't
you
do
for tuning in. Cassandra gonna keep going. Thank you for tuning in. You already know who we are. You know how to follow us each and individually on Facebook and Instagram. You know where we are. I forgot to always tell you too that the logo was created by my man Snook Chaos on Instagram. That's Snook, SNOOK, the word chaos at Instagram. You can check him out there and on Facebook as well. He got you. It's inexpensive and he got you. So thanks again for tuning into this episode of The Fab and the Furious. We had a great time. We miss you, Belito. We miss you, Naomi. And we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.